Today on In the Wood Yard, we've got firewood deliveries. I got two of them, one for 2 cords, 2 face cords that is, or 2/3 of a cord of mixed hardwood, and another delivery for oak, same amount. Here we go. So I just backed up to this pile of wood that I have dumped here from a while ago that was from a order that got changed, and I took half of it already. There was 2 face cords of mixed hardwood here. There's 1 left, so I'm going to load that into the trailer. Then we're going to drive out into one of the big bins over there, and we're going to load up another face cord, and then we're going to go deliver this. This is going south of me about 30 miles, so there'll be a delivery fee for this. And then I got another one right after that. Both of these are long-time customers. And the second one, it's going to a lady that she orders 2 face cords at a time. And she orders one now, she orders one in the middle of winter, and one kind of at the end of winter. So she gets 2 full cords every year, but it's always 2 at a time because she puts it in her garage kind of in between the stalls, and it's just how it works out for her. So we're gonna load this up right now, and we're gonna get busy. Now, I just got back from deer hunting in Wisconsin. I did go hunting, I did get a deer. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, I suppose. Had a good time with my buddies, and was a nice 3-day break, but I'm back at it now. So chucking wood happens. Look at that, there's wood in the trailer. 2 face cords, 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks to ranks to rows, however you like to say it. There it is. And we're gonna go dump this. This is about a 30-mile delivery, so, well, 27 I think is what it is. So I do charge for mileage for delivery. And then after this one, I've got another one to do, same amount, but with oak. Both longtime customers. So down the road we go. It's time to go rescue Uncle Benjamin. I am back from that delivery that I just did, and that was, like you saw, it was 2 face cords, 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks to ranks to rows of mixed hardwood. Now, in that batch that I just delivered, there was everything. I saw a little bit, a couple chunks of hickory. There was quite a few chunks of oak. There was quite a few chunks of elm I saw in there. I didn't see any birch. Let's see what else was in there. I saw a couple pieces of apple wood. There was a lot of ash and quite a lot of maple. So a little bit of everything. Now, this particular customer, he always tells me, hey, bring whatever you got that burns. He's not particular at all, which made me think of what I want to talk about today is he's not a wood snob. He just said, all I want is wood that's going to burn in the fireplace. He said, I don't care what it is. So that's the ideal customer. Bring me what you got. That's what I like to hear. Now, I do have people that what my brother Ken refers to as wood snobs. And I think the wood snobs, it's not that they're trying to be a snob. I think a lot of those people just don't know any better. Most of my customers don't heat with wood. They're burning in a fireplace just for fun. They're not trying to save money like a lot of people that my brother Ken sells to. He's selling to people that heat their house with wood, and they want to get the most wood for the cheapest amount of money and get the best wood at the same time, which those 3 are kind of hard to put together. But that's what they're after. They want to save money, and they want their house to be as warm as possible all winter long. So they're generally looking for, in his area, hard maple, oak, yellow birch, the really high quality woods. That's what they're looking for. That's what they want. They'll take other stuff, but that's generally what they want. And my brother Ken always tells me, you know, he'll have a piece of soft maple or a piece of popple every once in a while. He'll get into a pile. When he delivers it, people are like, what do you got that in there for? That's crap wood. that's what they say. And he calls them wood snobs when I like that, because he doesn't care either. For his personal use, he'll burn anything because he knows all wood burns. And I think the reason is that I have a lot of people that want oak in this area. For some reason, they all want oak. And it's good wood. There's nothing wrong with oak at all. But it is not the best wood. Personally, as a firewood seller, I actually don't even like oak. Because, like Ohio Joe says, it stinks. It does smell like puke. But to me, I'm used to that smell. Red oak especially, but white oak smells just fine. It takes forever to dry. It dries twice as slow as any other wood. I much prefer the fast drying woods, the ash, the cherry, the hard maple, soft maple, stuff like that. It all dries real fast. Ironwood dries really fast. And that's the best wood there is in the state of Wisconsin, here where I am. Ironwood puts out the most heat of any wood that we have available to us. There may be a rare exception in southern Wisconsin. There may be some Osage orange, which has, it ranks like 32 BTUs, whereas ironwood is 27 or 28, 29, somewhere right in there. And then locust and hickory are both about the same, 26, 27. And then there's hard maple, which is like 25-ish, 24, somewhere in there. And then below that is white oak, and then below that is red oak. But they're all really close. And then your other woods down below that would be like elm and cherry and birch and stuff like that, because we have a wide variety of wood available here. We have everything in this area. Not everything, but we have a lot compared to a lot of places. My good buddy out in New Mexico, Jeremy, hey there, Mr. Smith, they have two kinds of wood. They have ponderosa pine, they call it pondo, and they have pinyon pine, or pinon as they like to say. They have two kinds of pine. But their pinyon pine is better than our oak. It puts out a lot of heat. So in his area, he has wood snobs that want pinyon pine. In our area, we have people who want oak. And I think the reason they want oak is that's what they hear all the time on advertising. You know, oak-fired pizza ovens or oak. You will hear that oak-fired phrase quite often. So I think people get that in their mind. The other reason is I think a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of good kinds of wood out there. And they tend to burn just what their family has always burned. For instance, I know a guy in particular that I've sold wood to that he always says, I want oak because it's the best. I said, okay, I have other wood that's actually better. And he says, well, what's better than oak? I said, well, we have locusts, which is better. We have ironwood, which is better. We have hard maple, which is better. We have wood that is really, really good wood that they aren't even aware of. Beech, we have some beech. That's really good wood. But they get in their mind that that's all they can burn because their dad burned that kind of wood, their grandfather burned that kind of wood, their great-grandfather burned that kind of wood. So that's all they know is oak. And that's what makes a wood snob, is when they aren't aware of anything else. And it's not any fault of theirs. That's just with how they were raised, and that's what they have always used, so they get kind of stuck with it. Kind of reminds me of a story that one of my old favorite motivational speakers, Zig Ziglar, I used to listen to him all the time, and he talked about how one holiday his wife was getting ready for, I think it was like Easter or something. They were making a ham, and she was cutting the end of the ham off. And he says, honey, why you always cut the end of the ham off? Because he noticed every year she cuts the end of the ham. He says, because my mom always used to cut the end of the ham off because that's what she did. He says, well, does it make it better, or does it cook faster, or is the flavor better? She says, I don't know, but that's what my mom always did. So he thought, oh, okay. Well, then his mother-in-law showed up for the meal that day and says, hey there, mother, what's the reason you cut the end of the ham off when you make it for the Easter celebration here? Why do you do that? Why did you always do that? He says, does it make it better? She goes, no, it doesn't make it better. He says, well, does it cook faster? No. He says, well, why did you always cut the end of the ham off? Because that's what my darling redhead, I think he used to call her, does now too. Why did you cut it off? She says, because my pan was too small. So I cut the end off so it would fit. So we tend to do things that others do that taught us, and then we get stuck in that, get narrow-minded, and we don't think of all the possibilities. And I think that's how a lot of firewood is. A lot of people think that their kind of wood is the best wood, and it may be. Now in my area, we have everything here. Like I said, not everything. We have a wide variety. Certain parts of the world, certain parts of the United States only have a few kinds of wood, or just a couple kinds, and that's what they have to burn. So you burn what you've got. And people get kind of stuck in a rut as far as what they burn. My people, like I've said, are burning wood for enjoyment. They're burning wood in a fireplace, basically a reason to sit and drink beer for the most part. And they're burning money out in their backyard fire pits, sitting and drinking beer or just hanging out. They're not trying to save money, whereas in my brother's case in northern Wisconsin, he's selling to people that are heating with wood. They want the best wood at the lowest cost possible. So that's why they want hard maple, they want ironwood, they don't have much hickory up there, they want oak, they want the good stuff. And they're trying to save money by heating with wood. My customers, not so much. And that's why some people will just take anything. Now, if you want people to get different kinds of wood that you might have available because you've got a lot of it and they aren't aware that it's good, give them some free samples. I've done that quite a few times in the past where I'll just take an armful of something that I know that customers never had. I've got a lot of people converted over to buying cherry for their fireplace, and they really like it. I've got a lot of people converted over to locust. I've got a lot of people converted over to hickory, and I've got a lot of people converted over to mixed hardwood, because they've never burned anything other than oak. That's what they've always bought. I just say, you know, this all burns. It's all good. Now, one of the reasons why some people will only burn a certain kind of wood is because they want to get the most value for their money they're spending on it, and they know that's good wood, so that's what they get. But all wood burns, as you know. And I think part of the reason some people that heat with wood will stick to one kind of wood, like oak, or they'll stick to hickory, or they'll stick to Osage orange, or whatever it is that they have. The reason is because they want to spend their effort into the best quality wood possible and not waste time on lower grade stuff. But then there's also people that heat with wood that will buy or process themselves, cut and process their own wood, some of the lower grade stuff because it's available. They might use pine, they might use poplar or cottonwood or soft maple or some of the lower grade stuff because they know when it's not real cold out and you can say it's in the 40s and 50s, but you need some heat in the house, they'll throw some of the lower grade stuff on. But then when it gets really cold, when it's below zero, that's when they'll save their hickory or their locust or their oak or their Osage orange or whatever it is, the good stuff in your area, whatever that is. It might be birch in your area. Maybe birch is the best you've got in your area, and that's what people burn. So the moral of the story for today is don't be a wood snob. And if you get people that are, try to convert them, suggest some things. I have done that in the past by having people that only wanted oak, and I say, hey, I've got some locust, you might want to try it because I think you really like it. And they're usually like, oh, what's locust? Or is it good wood? I've never had it before. So, well, I've got some. I can bring you some, you can give it a try. And I've done that with a guy in particular twice now, and now he wants locust because I brought him some and he said that stuff was way better than oak. He said, I've got a thermometer on my stove, and I don't remember the numbers, but I think the oak was putting out like 700-800 degree temperatures. He's got a thermometer on his stove, and he said the locust was like 1100. He said it was way better. He said he can only put a little bit in at a time. He said it got hotter than ever. It got more heat out of the locust than he did any of the oak he's ever had. I said, well, yeah, it's like that, and ironwood's like that. And probably in your area you might have Osage orange, or you might have almond wood, or you might have what's the other stuff? You might have madrone. You might have pinyon pine. Whatever it is in your area that you have, suggest it to people and see if it works. Let's go load some wood. There it is. The load is on. 2 face cords, 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks, 2 ranks, 2 rows, 2 pickup loads, however you like to say it. There it is. It is going to a person, like I said, that burns quite a bit of wood. Has been buying wood for me for 7 to 8 years now. 2 full cords a year, 2 face cords, 2/3 of a cord at a time. So we're gonna go deliver this. We're gonna be doing a stack job in this one. I back right up to her garage, tilt the trailer up, and the wood comes to us, and we just stack it and rolls down the center aisle of her garage. So down the road we go. I am back in the wood yard. Today's deliveries have been depleted. That is it for today. I will be back 5:30 tomorrow morning with a new video just for you. But right now, you should go watch one of the other videos on my channel. There's over 1,200. You've got work to do. That's it for today, folks. Good night, Irene.